Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight.
Rastafarians take legal action over the marijuana issue.
The Minister of Health and the Minister of Tourism give an update on that crash in Eleuthera on Monday.
Potter's Key vendors are fed up with new policies under the dock.
The family of an 11-month-old baby born with medical complications speak out.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Attorney General Carl Bethel has been slapped with a lawsuit from nearly a dozen members of the Rastafarian community and the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress. According to a writ filed in the Supreme Court today, the group not only wants the right to use marijuana for religious purposes, it is also seeking damages and wants members' criminal records for marijuana-related offenses to be expunged. Jasmine Brown reports.
Noted attorney Wayne Monroe QC confirmed the filing on behalf of his clients today as he revealed the matter is now in the hands of the court. The short but detailed writ of summons was filed following the government's failure to adequately respond to a request to use marijuana for religious purposes. The writ, which did not name the health minister, stated that the attorney general is being sued pursuant to the Crown Proceedings Act for the actions of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and officers of the Bahamas Department of Corrections, formerly known as Her Majesty's Prison. The legal document claims that Section 3 of the Dangerous Drugs Act is unconstitutional and inconsistent with Articles 15 and 22 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, as they make no provision for the rights of Rastafarians to cultivate, possess, and supply Indian hemp for the purpose of practicing their religion by consumption of the sacrament of Indian hemp. The plaintiffs also claim that the arrest and search of the Rastafari and their homes on the suspicion of Rastafari cultivation, possession, or supply of his sacrament violates their right to practice their religion, his right to have the privacy of his person and home protected by Articles 15, 21, and 22 of the Constitution. The document continues, cutting of Rastafari locks while in prison violates the Rastafari right to practice his religion and discriminates against him contrary to Articles 15, 22, and 26 of the Constitution. The group is also suing for an order to expunge all Rastafarian criminal convictions relating to the possession, cultivation, and supply of Indian hemp from 1963 to present. Although they did not specify how much they would be seeking, the group said they are pursuing damages and interest on those damages. Earlier this month, members of the Rastafarian community revealed they were considering suing the government for the right to cultivate, possess, and supply marijuana as a sacrament. According to a June 3rd letter sent to Attorney General Carl Bethel and Minister of Health Dr. Dwayne Sands, the government was given 10 working days to respond or legal action would commence. The deadline expired on June 19th. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
2 people airlifted to New Providence following a horrific tour bus accident on Eleuthera are in stable condition, according to Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, who said he expected one of those patients to return to the U.S. today. Georgia Bain reports.
Minister of Health Dr. Dwayne Sands and Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar weighed in on the crash in Eleuthera yesterday that resulted in dozens of tourists being injured. Now, while both ministers say they applaud the rescue efforts, they say that steps must be put in place to prevent incidents like this from happening. According to Sands, there were 32 people on the bus excursion tour shortly before 10 Monday morning when the driver reportedly lost control and ran into nearby bushes on Queens Highway in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. The bus then overturned, injuring 16 people and seriously injuring 6.
So we have 2 patients that would have come into New Providence. 4 would have been airlifted into Fort Lauderdale. Of those patients that were admitted to hospital, 1 at PMH, 1 at doctors, I'm advised that both patients are stable, and we expect that the remaining American patient should be returned home today.
The health minister applauded everyone who was involved in the swift response following the accident. The Public Hospital Authority put out an urgent call for blood. Princess Margaret Hospital and the National Emergency Medical Services activated their mass casualty incident protocol, and the government activated its national disaster plan.
It demonstrated an absolute fine example of what teamwork in the setting of a mass casualty event.
The incident made international news headlines, and Carnival Cruise Lines issued a statement revealing that it would suspend excursions on that island. Some Carnival Cruise passengers were cleared to return to the ship, which continued its itinerary. Tourism Minister Dionisio Diaguilar was asked about the possible fallout.
Accidents happen, and obviously we try to take as many steps to mitigate these accidents, but I don't think that this will put a blemish or a black mark on the destination. I just think it's an accident that could happen to anywhere at any time to anybody. So
Diaguilar said despite the state of healthcare facilities on some family islands, he still felt that the response was impressive.
I think we got the air assets in place very, very quickly, and people were very expeditiously moved on to a destination where they could receive first-class health care. So I think it was very impressive.
Reporting for our News, I'm Georgie O'Bain.
Public Works Minister Desmond Bannister is defending Bahamas Power and Light amid repeated blackouts across New Providence and some family islands. Bannister predicted frustrated customers will have much-needed relief by October or November. This as customers were hit by another round of power outages this evening.
I don't have any private generation. I don't have any generators in my house. I've suffered just like everybody else, but I know that by the end of this year, things are going to be a whole lot better. And the former administration could never say that to you in 5 years in office.
The Public Works Minister insists relief during the summer months won't come overnight. The weekend was a torturous one for hundreds of BPL customers who complained of frequent and hours-long power outages with little to no warning from the power company. Officials have warned that power outages would continue this week as BPL struggles to deal with power generation issues. Bannister urged consumers to be patient.
Come another week, we're going to have more rental generators that are going to be available. And after that, at the end of the summer, come October, we're going to have these new generators online, and we're going to put an end to all the misery that we've had. But if you check the blackouts, you check it now, there's never been a summer under the PLP that has been anywhere as nice as this one has. This one or the last one.
BPL Chairman Dr. Donovan Moxey has said some relief would come by weekend as the company installs rental generators for the summer. As the government catches the heat from the public over the outages, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell called for public demonstrations to hold the government accountable. Bannister asked if Mitchell didn't bite his tongue.
The PLP failed miserably with respect to generation, and the record is there. Their plan with respect to BPL is in the House of Assembly, was introduced, was tabled in the House of Assembly by me. They kept the Bahamian people kept it secret from the Bahamian people. And you know what is in there about generation? There's nothing. There is no plan.
Bannister said during the last Christie administration, load shedding occurred and at times with island-wide blackouts. He credited the Minutes administration with ordering new generators and moving ahead with the construction of a new 132-megawatt power plant at Clifton Pier.
We're going to have some difficult times. I've said that. We've had some challenging times because we've had generators sitting around for 30-some years that they did nothing about. And all they've done is saddle us with bills with expensive rental generators. You're going to see a total difference in this country come the next few months. Come October, November, you're going to see a difference.
Vendors at Potter's Key Dock slamming new safety measures enforced by police following a double murder at the popular hangout spot last month. Jillian Gray reports.
Potter's Key Dock vendors are up in arms as they say new policies have caused a drastic decline in their sales.
You have some vendors sell 7 bears in the space of 2 days. 7 bears. A man like me, top count salad maker in the Bahamas, I drop from 150 to 200 to 300 count a day to 25 count.
I have not been open now for the past 2.5 weeks. I let my son open if he feel like opening because some persons are just opening to buy ice and gas. That's it. And ice and gas is like 80, not even 80 something dollars, 60 something dollars for some persons, 80 something for persons who have more than one generator, and it's ridiculous. My sales went from the 3-figure high to 0.
President of Bahama Docks Allied Venue Vendors Association Dwayne Bastian says the shooting deaths of 2 men on Potter's Key last month prompted police to enforce temporary safety measures. Consumers are prohibited from parking in the front of stalls. However, vendors argue that crimes aren't committed by persons in vehicles.
People would do crime here on Potter's Key Dock. They actually come here on foot. You know, cars don't do crime. You know what I mean? These people they walk in here. and run back out.
Bastian says while he welcomes the additional police presence, customers prefer the convenience of parking near the stall they are patronizing. President of the Potter's Key Fish, Fruit and Vegetable Association, Omnique Bow, says the drop in business forced some vendors to let go staff. Meanwhile, she says business at Arawak Key has skyrocketed. Bow says though the government has big plans for Arawak Key, nothing has been outlined for Potter's Key Dock.
I think it's a slap in the face for Potter's Key by seeing in the newspaper the other day the big plans that they have for Arawak Key, and nothing for Potter's Key. You know, it's a big entertainment thing, taxi boats, just everything, and nothing for Potter's Key. What is for Potter's Key? Give us what was left for us, that's all we want. Or come clean and let us know what's going on. You understand me? Let us know what the plan is. Let us know if you are trying to frustrate us.
They shared their concerns with opposition leader Philip Davis, who visited the popular hangout on Tuesday.
Government should consider, having regard to what's been happening, waiving rents for the time being until businesses recover. That's not a tall order to be asking.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Following a lockout threat by Morton Salt, Minister of Labor Dion Folk says officials hope to arrange a meeting between company officials and union leaders next week. Folk says he has spoken with lead union negotiator Obie Ferguson, Morton Salt Union President Jennifer Brown, and General Manager Scott Nixon to encourage the two sides to hold off on any action that would negatively impact Inagua's economy.
Both management and the union have agreed to halt any anticipated or proposed actions. On the union side, they have agreed not to engage in any industrial action. On the management side, they have agreed to hold off on any potential lockout of the plant. We're trying to set up a meeting as soon as possible.
Ferguson asserted last week that workers are not willing to accept Morton Salt's latest industrial agreement proposal. Still to come, the Foreign Affairs Minister defends government's handling of the recent Italy deaths. Plus, the U.S. celebrates its anniversary of independence a few days early. Stay tuned.